Alrighty, folks, Tuesday, April 11th, we'll get rolling. We will start out with public hearing to amend ordinance section 52.2 of the zoning ordinance, adding or amending definition of amusement park, arboretum, automobile repair, botanical garden, cemetery, charitable institution. Do you know what, do I have to read all that?
No.
What's that? I don't?
You can just say definitions as
Thank you. Definitions as shown on the agenda. So I will ask 3 times for and 3 times against.
Chairman, I would just make note, you can actually then read the second part. Those are all,
We can do it all in one.
they are all
don't need
amendments to the zoning ordinance, yes.
2 separate ones, okay, and then we'll also amend the ordinance section 52.4, amending permitted and conditional use in the following districts: residential 1 and 2 family, residential 1 family, residential multiple family, general commercial, recreational, manufacturing, special purpose, and agriculture, as shown on the agenda. So I will ask 3 times, anybody speaking for? Second time, anybody speaking for? Third time, anybody speaking for? Okay, now I'll ask 3 times speaking against, anybody speaking against? Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 concerns. My name's Mary Nennig. I live at 515 Brentwood Drive in Wisconsin Rapids, town of Grand Rapids. It may be that I don't understand what the verbiage is, but I called today and it sounds like there's a change that we're going to add some words, some definition on short-term rentals, such as an Airbnb, that sort of thing, that those will now be allowed in our town. And I am concerned about that for several reasons. In my area, it's 1 and 2 bedroom or 1 and 2 family homes. People know each other in Grand Rapids. You know your neighbors, you know which people have children out on bikes. An Airbnb typically can be a vacation home for people, from strangers that are here for a week, for 2 weeks, for whatever. A lot of extra traffic coming through, a lot of different kinds of drivers on those roads. Possibly a lot more noise. We've got parties going on with people you don't know. Where are they parking? Are they gonna park in the home, in the lot that they're supposed to be in? I'm not for it. It's not a business. To me, our residential homes are not businesses like this. And so I'm against that, and I wish that the board would consider a vote on this and bringing it really forward for everyone in the town to realize that this is possibly going to occur. That's my first one. I got 2 minutes. Like my other one is the discontinuation of homes. It looks like multiple family homes no longer having to have garages and just having their lots of cars around without a garage. I think it looks not so nice. We have kind of a rural township. It is very beautiful. We start adding extra cars that are not in a garage. I'm not for that either. So I thank you for listening. That's my feelings.
Thank you. I'll ask the second time, anybody speaking against? Third time, anybody speaking against? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing. All right, Pledge of Allegiance. Andy, one last time, you want to start us out?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approve the agenda for the meeting. Any questions? Okay, approve minutes of the March 14th, 2023 town board meeting. A motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Andy, wait a second.
I'll second that one.
Andy beat him. All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
People opposed? Hearing none. All right, public comment. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public comment limited to the total of 30 minutes. Do we have any public comment tonight? No? Okay, moving on. Number 5, monthly reports from the departments. Should I step up?
Evening, board and residents. Our report for March 23. We're currently staffed with 47 members. We're always looking for good people. See me, call me, stop by. Calls for this last month. We responded to 33 calls for service, consisting of 22 EMS calls and 11 fire calls. Breakdown on those fire calls were 0 in Grand Rapids, 1 in Saratoga, 0 in Grant, and 9 mutual aids. So, consisted of, we had a motor vehicle accident and a wildland brush fire, and then all those mutual aids with Buren and Wisconsin Rapids. For training last month, I was out of town in Madison at a Chiefs Education Council, and my trainer came up with COVID, so we had no EMS training. Last month we just canceled. For fire training, we did pumping, foam application, ladder truck operations. So we had all our regular meetings last month other than our EMS training. So public relations, last month we hosted another blood drive. Next one is on May 24th at Grand Rapids Fire. Board, as you can see, I got through our DSPS audit. For those of you that don't know what DSPS is, that's basically our OSHA. That's our Wisconsin version of OSHA. They are the governing body over Wisconsin fire departments. So as you can see by the letter, we got a substantial compliance letter of certificate here, or certificate of letter, whatever you want to call it. So thanks to my 2 assistant chiefs, we had a lot of time getting everything ready. They did it virtually this year instead of stopping by, so I literally had to send her like 50 emails of information to get through the, where I normally could have laid it out on the table. So anyways, we got through that. That was huge. So smoke detectors, Captain Ski's been real busy. We did 12 homes this last month. Address signs starting to perk back up. We did 0 last month, but we got 4 to put in this month. Safety department, there were no injuries to report in March. Any questions from the board? Yes, Patty?
I do. The extra smoke that we're noticing in the community, especially today, is that from a
It's a fire out.
controlled
I think they're doing a
burn?
controlled burn down in Juneau County.
Okay, all right. And then also, how did the training on the new rescue squad, that part?
Have you
Good,
done-
it's in service as of last
Yeah,
Monday night's in
okay.
service.
All right.
So it's been on a bunch of medical calls, and it was on that one assist with the PD last week, so. We still have some equipment on order for it and a few things we're gonna modify on it yet, but no, it's up and running, it's in service,
Excellent, thank you.
so.
Any concern with outdoor burning yet? Things still pretty wet, or is it gonna?
No, well, this week, till we get some rain this weekend, we're in a really high danger right now. I put that out on our Facebook page yesterday. The whole southern end of the state is, burning permits are suspended and there's no burning basically till further notice.
Okay.
Good.
Anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll hear
There's
from
Melvin.
police department.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The Grand Rapids Police Department for the month of March 2023 handled 387 calls for service. That compared to 305 calls for service during March of last year. That's about a 26.8% increase in calls. Attached, the board members have a breakdown of those calls. So for the first 3 months of 2023, the Grand Rapids Police Department handled 1,034 calls for service, and that compared to 922 calls for service for the same period last year. That's showing about a 12.1% increase in calls. Police Department issued 61 traffic citations, 6 municipal ordinance citations, and 38 written warnings for the month of March. On March 7th, Officer Kubishik participated in reality check with seniors at Lincoln High School in Wisconsin Rapids. Reality check is a unique financial simulation event in which every senior participates. The goal is to provide a fun and effective experience for students to learn about personal accounting, financial responsibility, and life choices while interacting with business and community members. One of the 3 activities in a community roundtable discussion, the local professionals talked with students about why they chose to call Wisconsin Rapids home. They also provided input on trending topics that correlate to seniors transitioning from high school to life out on their own. These roundtable discussions often generate a lot of insightful conversations. On March 16th, all officers and administrative assistants of the Grand Rapids Police Department attended training on our new Axon body-worn cameras and associated administrative computer programs that the administrative assistants have access to. Axon Professional Service Managers Kurt Henderson provided that training right over here at the fire department. Vehicles in the department are doing well outside of normal maintenance. And once again, feel free to stop by my office anytime you have any concerns or suggestions. Finally, the Grand Rapids Police Department and I would like to express our deepest condolences to the Chetek Police Department and the Cameron Police Department on the shooting death of their officers over the weekend. Police Officer Hunter Scheel of the Cameron Police Department and Police Officer Emily Breidenbach of the Chetek Police Department were shot and killed during a traffic stop in the village of Cameron Saturday afternoon, April 8th, 2023. Officer Scheel and Officer Breidenbach pulled over a vehicle for a warrant and a welfare check on the driver. The subject was armed and gunfire was exchanged. Officer Scheel and Officer Breidenbach both succumbed to their wounds at the scene. This tragic incident hits close to home for our department and every small department in Wisconsin because it shows we're not exempt from these types of violent behavior. This is no longer a big city problem. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, friends, co-workers, and everyone in the communities of Chetek, Cameron, and all of Barron County on their tragic loss of these 2 heroic officers. If I could just get a moment of silence in honor of these 2 officers. Thank you.
Okay, as of March 31st, our checking account balance is $106,655.84, with our repo account having a balance of $627,244.05. Our money market account at Prevail Bank has $329,873.56. The money market at Wood Trust has $671,835.34. Our tax account is $228.26, and the tax repo account is $222.96, with a total balance of $1,736,060.01.
Thank you. All right. Number, do you, we need to send something, pass around? Okay, all right. All right. Number 6, consideration of possible action on resolution 2023-02 to amend ordinance 52 zoning, adding or amending definitions and amending permitted and conditional uses.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2023-02.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, any discussion?
Chairman, I
Sure.
would like to just make 2 comments. I believe there were some concerns that were raised, just a bit of background, and and maybe insight into where those came from and why they were proposed. First off, I'll start with the R3 and the elimination of the wording for garages. The discussion was that those garages would be incidental already to multiple family residential buildings, the residential buildings that are already allowed there. And so that would be permitted. It's not to eliminate the ability to have garages there, and the intent was that it was already encompassed in there. Second, there's language now in the ordinance for short-term rentals. So after I think it's Act 59 in 2017 was passed, it greatly eliminated the ability to prohibit short-term rentals. That said, and it's a good segue to just say to the board that there is an ability for regulation of short-term rentals, not prohibiting them. You can have, for example, a short-term rental license and set regulations. So it may be something that you might want to consider taking up at a future legislative committee meeting. The reason that language was added in there is we cannot prohibit short-term rentals. So after that act in 2017, I think it's 59, that we can't prohibit it, but we can regulate it. And maybe the idea, hearing the concerns that were raised, the idea that we regulate it might make sense. We would do that by a short-term rental license, and you may want to consider that at a future legislative committee meeting.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, passed. Number 7, consideration of possible action on resolution 2023-03 to adopt ordinance 72 regarding collection of municipal utility arrearages? Arrearages? Arrearages?
That word, yeah.
Write that down.
Arrearages?
I'll make a motion to,
Motion by Bill, do I have a second?
second.
Andy, second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Consideration and possible action on bidding out purchase of gravel for road projects and stockpile.
This is just your normal annual one that you give the okay to put it out.
Also move.
Motion Dibble, do we have a second? Andy? Discussion. All in favor?
Oops, I just have one question. Did they consider, they meaning Public Works, consider maybe roadways as well? Or would that just be a purchase separate?
That'd be a purchase separate.
Okay,
This is just for.
just the
Yeah.
normal gravel.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
normal What we need to have at the building to be able to grab a scoop and go fill something in it.
Okay, in a pinch.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Consideration and possible action on the renewal of the municipal building's water cooler contract. This is an important one, people.
Exciting stuff.
Gotta keep people hydrated. We have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Culligan Water.
I'm just getting nervous. Second,
I'll second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you guys got your water.
Thank you so much, we appreciate it.
Consideration of possible action on chairman's appointments. I'll pass those out. Should have went out earlier, sorry I got here a little bit late. We did that, give them by the neck, right?
What's up?
Nick got one, Hammer, Jewel, do you need one?
I'll get it, you can share. Oh, you got it.
All right.
I make a motion to approve.
Bill's got a motion, second,
I'll second.
Amber. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We got some operator license applications. We got 1 year for, looks like, 6 individuals.
I can make a motion to approve the 1 year Jessica Jensen, Norma Joyner, Kaylee Prowell, Loga Vollert, McKenna Williamson, and Courtney Ziegler.
Second.
A motion, Andy, a second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? disbursement vouchers. Questions?
I think I might have had some, just a moment. And I might have answered them my question. No, I was good, thank you.
Good deal. Moving on. Monthly reports, Public Works. We did not meet this month. Report, we had a meeting. Things are moving along. It was a pretty quiet meeting. There is one thing that's coming up for the folks on the board, if you're interested, or anybody in the public. The first time in a long time, I guess, they've got an airport operations and land use seminar that's going to be happening at the Hotel Mead on April 12th and 13th. There are flyers out there. I think if you go to the EAA website or Facebook page, they're out there. It looks like $75 for both days. And they just talk about capital improvements on the airport, wildlife hazard, everything that has to do with an airport. So if anybody's interested in that. All right. Recycling, solid waste, and water.
Nothing to report.
Planning Commission.
Oh, yes. We had two meetings since our last town board meeting, one on March 13th, where we had two signed permits, a conditional use request from the Lions Club, annexation for the dog park, annexed 3.610 acres, the city of Wisconsin Rapids. And then we worked on the zoning changes that we approved this evening on Ordinance 52. We wrapped that up. Then we also met on March 27th, and we had approved a chicken permit. We had a lighted sign request and a certified survey map request, and then also a request for storage buildings. And that was it.
Okay. Thank you. Public buildings.
We have a meeting coming up, so no update right now.
Okay. Legislative, we had a meeting, went over the two ordinances that were approved tonight. Public safety.
We have not met.
Okay. Economic development.
We didn't meet, but the trail signs are in production right now, so they should be done very soon, and we have the posts already, so as soon as they're done, we can get the trail signs up.
I have a question. Was that one of the sample or one of the signs over there by the BMX that you can see on the corner?
One of our signs? It's not
It
one
might
of
not be ours, but it
The
would
city
be.
one?
the
Yeah,
city.
it's the city,
city's
but
been
that's
putting
an
up more.
example.
We got a
Yeah,
couple of
so
them.
it looks a little bit different from theirs, but very close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Looks
so
nice.
all the municipalities in the area have the same signs.
Is that the ones that are paid by Port Edwards?
Yes.
Thank you.
So then it's just the signs up on the trail and then the painting of the lines and
Yep.
the sign up there.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Okay. Personnel.
We met today, but we'll have an update later.
Wisconsin Council Association.
Yes, it was quite a lengthy meeting. The meeting was held March 17, 2023, and it was hosted by the town of Richfield. Kayla Lansky from the UW Extension Office was the speaker for that night, and she spoke on the Rural Economic Development Initiative Plan. This was about sorting development in the county. Mike Holland from Senator Johnson's office was there. Scott Schleick from Wood County, from Portage County was there representing Derek Van Ossen's office. Jesse James was there, senator from the 23rd District, Senate District that represents a part of Wood County. And Donna Rosa are also state representatives from District 69 in the Marshfield area. Steve Dickinson was there and spoke on weight limits on the roads, thinking of taking them off, by the way. That's the way the legislators are thinking, is taking off the spring weight limits and weight limits on all roads and local roads. The town has 28% of its roads in the state are, I have 28% of the roads in the state, and you'll see in another report where we receive only 5.6% of the funding for those roads. And the next meeting is going to be April 21st at the Town of Wood. And the speaker will be the county treasurer. I just want to say something about what made the meeting very long was that in a lot of townships, people are doing digging like they're doing out here. And they say they have permission from the county to do it. Bug Tussle and several others are out there digging. And so it's going to be checked into just exactly, who is really on all this stuff for a cable, who's putting it in. So we're supposed to get a report on that at the next meeting. Thank you. Any questions? And you do get a copy of the minutes sent to you. We had that motion was made last meeting. That's all I have.
Thank you. Reports from individual town board members. Bill, we'll stick with you. Anything?
No, I don't have. It's one thing. There's people out there that I just wish we could get, and I talked to Patty about this, a list of people who pay the fee to have their garbage being picked up. We have people that buy property and people that have just a garage on their property that don't pay, and they're putting garbage out, and it's a concern because you never know when the driver's going to count the people. I went out on one years ago and we did a count, and my count was quite different from theirs. So we got a lot of people putting out garbage that shouldn't be putting out garbage. They either collect in the front at their address, and they also collect on another street in the back. So
Thank you.
that's all.
Patty?
I just want to say thank you for nominating or electing me again this year, and I'll continue to work hard and do my best for the town of Grand Rapids. And I'd like to thank all the residents who voted this time around. And then I also want to congratulate Jason for being elected. And then I want to say thank you, Andy, for all of your hard work. I understand this is a good possibility as your last meeting, so we're going to miss you, but thank you very much for all your service.
Thank you. All right, so I guess I just want to thank the board, thank the residents for the opportunity. It's been truly an honor serving on the board for the times that I have. I hope I've contributed to something around here, and I've always kind of come into it with just kind of a common sense outlook and what's the best for the town as a whole. So thank you for the opportunity. It's been great. Congratulations, Jason, on your election. Wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you're really going to enjoy it. It's truly an honor to be on the board. So thank you guys for all your time and friendship and everything else.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Amber?
Nothing else except thank you, Andy, and congratulations, Jason, and I'm excited to work with you as well.
Okay, I'm going to piggyback off of Mel. I'd like to see everybody make sure they thank the police officers and the firemen. When most of us have a bad day, we might get a nasty email or somebody yells or kids get a boo-boo on their knee or something like that. One of those guys has a bad day, it's a bad day. And I don't think they get enough good credit, especially with the stuff that goes in the news and everything else. So when they drive by or whatever, even if they pull you over, thank them first and then yell at them for giving you a ticket. But so I appreciate them and thank you very much for everything you've done, and thank you for being on the ballot, and congratulations. So that's all I've got. Public input. People wishing to address the board will be limited to 2 minutes each, with public input limited to a total of 16 minutes. Public input, anybody? Hearing none? Well, maybe they do.
One just called in.
Yeah. Never know. Okay, future agenda items. Do we have anything? Anybody got anything they want? All right, then it looks like we're going into closed session. Grand Rapids Town Board be in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility for the purpose of considering employment due to upcoming resignation of the Public Works lead man. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Andy? Do we have a
I'll second.